They're not very comfortable. I love my OG Nobles. I left my black ones at somebody's house in Sumter one time though, so I've yet to retrieve them. I didn't even know they made trainers. I knew that's what Flux or yeah. Sucker for an Instagram ad. Me too. Trust me. That's cool.
I definitely have been recording. So, with that said, Rob Schulze in the building today, fresh off a knee surgery?
Yep, that's right.
So we will just get started once again here. So we were just talking about those Flux shoes that Cameron has on, and we will go from there.
It's funny though, because I feel like everyone always, especially when they start, they're like, "What shoe should I get?"
Mm-hmm.
You gotta try them, but most CrossFit shoes aren't in the store.
Exactly. Yep.
Obviously, when someone gets a new pair of these, no one has seen them yet. Like, do you like them? What do you think? Just try them and then try some. They're not bad, but I also do think that everyone was nanos when I opened the gym, and then I started wearing Nobles, and then all of a sudden everyone was like, "Oh, are this comfortable?" And then a bunch of people started wearing Nobles. I think the same things happened with the Rad shoes.
Yep.
Everyone started getting it. So it's interesting to watch the trends, but the amount of people that they see a new shoe and they're like, "Ooh, is that good? Should I get that shoe?" And it's like, dude,
just try it. It's funny because if you drop in at other gyms, you'll see the different shoes that that gym. We used to do Phoenix events at gosh, what was the name of that gym in Easley? Yes, and they all wore those zero drop, almost toe shoe looking things. I forget what they were called. Yeah, no, it was something else, but yeah, it was I never seen them before, and I go in that gym and everybody's got them on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I kept getting Instagram ads, and Noble has switched to more. They don't have as many options as they used to. I feel like the quality's gone down a little bit. I tend to be wearing through them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, look and see if these are good. And then I just have 4 of the same shoe, but Noble, so I make sure I have them. Gotta stick with them. And Nate's rocking the tier Crocs over here.
Yeah.
Those do look comfy. They're almost like a sock.
Yeah, very comfortable.
Is it
It's supposed to be their cane have you know the cane footwear shoes? It's supposed to be theirs. I have the cane one also. I like these ones better, but I do think the I don't know. I like the tiers better. Yep, Rad's for everything else. Yeah, I have the original tier, the tier 1. Then we got a pair of the tier 2s. Had nanos, had metcons.
Tiers were it was a quick phase.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I hated them. I gave mine away. Too narrow.
You have to try them.
Yeah.
You find that next thing, and then you just hope that company is around for a while, or they don't change the shoe that much.
Right.
That was my biggest problem with the nanos. They would go through phases where okay, this nano is comfortable, and then all of a sudden, the next year's nano would be terrible, and then they had to change something, or whatever, and then the next year might be good. I think I went through nanos 12s. They probably still make them now, but I feel not too many people wear them.
Anyway,
we're here.
We're here. Yeah, man.
How'd you get into CrossFit? What got you
there? Yeah, so it's kind of a funny story. So a big part of my journey is obviously my recovery. I got sober at the end of 2021 and moved to Greenville and started doing the Planet Fitness gym and trying to get healthy and Hilton Head is where I'm originally from. I bounced all over the place. Jessica and I were in Greenwood most recently before I came here. Yep, that's where I came from actually. But yeah, so I got involved with a nonprofit recovery organization called the Phoenix. We offer free programming to people in recovery, supporters of recovery, and basically like anything you can think of, fun related, um, CrossFit, rock climbing, yoga. We do like beach days, pool days, whatever. So
It's not just, I thought it was
no,
outdoor activity.
correct. It started in 2006 with a guy named Scott Strode and two guys they went on a bike ride in Colorado, and it's grown to, I think we just hit the one reached one over 1 million people. Yeah, so it's cool, man. It's like the motto is kind of like get out of the church basements and sitting around talking about our problems and get out and enjoy life and live recovery, live life, So, um, yeah, so I actually fractured my collarbone delivering appliances at an appliance store here, and I kind of was just like recovering from that, and I started leading the rock climbing events on Friday night at Climb Blue Ridge, and the director of the program here in Greenville at the time asked me if I wanted to go and get a level 1 CrossFit certification because she knew I was like active and stuff and was starting to get volunteer, and I was like, I mean, if you're paying for it, why not? So yeah, I got signed up to do that, and I was living in Greenwood at the time, and I walked into CrossFit Greenwood, and Justin Smith, the owner there, I was like, look, I'm about to go and get this certification. I don't know anything about CrossFit. I had like done a couple classes maybe like a decade before, but never got into it. And I had friends that were real into it. One of my buddies down in Greenwood was real competitive. Um, so I said I need to like at least get some kind of knowledge of what the heck I'm doing because yeah, and he kind of looked at me sideways like, what? You're going to get certified? And yeah, so that's what I did. I did the foundations class there, started getting involved with it, and then I flew to Boston, Massachusetts, and the Phoenix has like a brick and mortar gym there. It's really like this beautiful multi-million-dollar facility where like the whole perimeter is a rock climbing wall, and the inside is a CrossFit gym, and they got like yoga studios and stuff. So that was really cool. I think like the really cool thing about that was like, yeah, you can go to and get like looking back on it, you can go with CrossFit knowledge and like learn the L1 and how to teach it and all that. And but I went in like with basically no knowledge and like got to learn the ideology and the practice and like the foundation. Like, like it's like you teach a car salesman how to sell houses, like they're trying to incorporate selling cars. So like I had a clean slate, and that was really cool. So yeah, that's how I got involved, and then I went back. I got my L1, and I didn't start coaching like right away in a gym. I would occasionally come up here and do the Phoenix classes on Thursdays or Sundays, and I just I'm an all in kind of guy. So once I got into it, it was like I want more. So,
Especially after you go through that feeling of like, oh, I might actually need this.
right.
That's cool though, because I mean, I thought it was odd when I took my L1 a while back, and they would ask people like, "Hey, how long have you been doing CrossFit and stuff?" And there would always be somebody in there who hadn't really ever done it, and they just had heard about it, and then they were just taking their L1. And so it's kind of cool to hear that still obviously happens. Obviously, you got an opportunity. I'd be interested to see if that still happens a lot because I know back when I started, it was more like people saw CrossFit as an opportunity to start a business and
Mm,
they kind of saw that it might be a growing thing. And so they were more into it for the money side of it
yeah.
of like, oh, I have to have my L1 to open a gym. So I'm gonna go take this course. Then I'm just gonna hire some other coach to run my gym. But you obviously got the opportunity to like, hey, we want you to lead classes. And you were like, I don't know what that is, but let's do it. Which, I mean, that's so Rob Schulze. It's just like,
It was cool. So
just jump in, let's go.
yeah, and then Brian, who's like my counterpart at the Phoenix, he got sober a little earlier than I did, and he was like the main coach for the Phoenix, and then we just like built this bond, and
Yeah.
that's actually who I compete with
Mm-hmm.
when we go to the Fittest of the Coast, and so that relationship built, and you know, it's cool, man. The community and like the cool thing about like CrossFit, and like I learned this early on, it like tracks, and this is probably why Scott Strode, the founder of the Phoenix, made the partnership, because it tracks right along with recovery, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm in a workout and I'm dying, and I'm like, dang, like I could just walk out right now and all this suffering and pain will be over. Well, like it's the same thing with, in my experience with recovery, like that temptation or that situation that seems like you can't overcome it, like you
Yeah.
just get through it, and then it gives you that momentum and that, you know, encouragement that you've done it once, like
Right.
yeah,
Now you're just building blocks on top of each other of like,
yeah, like
I've gotten through
brick by brick.
gotten through the struggle once. Now I'm gonna
Yeah.
get through the struggle again, and the more I do that, the easier it becomes to get through the struggle
Exactly.
instead of turn back. Which, yeah, I mean, we've had that conversation multiple times of like, there's probably multiple things that CrossFit helps with, because you get that, you know, that adrenaline. Maybe you get the hard work and the kind of the high, and then the low, and the feeling afterwards after a good workout, where it's just like, I feel better now. You know, like there's like a lot of that I think. But then also like you jump into like, there's so much to learn in CrossFit, or so much like that. What's the next thing, that it's just like it almost has that addictive like
Yeah.
itch to it of like, all right, I'm going back tomorrow, or I'm going back again today. Like a lot of people have that feeling. They're like, can I come twice? And it's like, you don't need to come twice today. Like, you know, but it does. I can see how those kind of tracks side by side, and like you have a lot of the same qualities of things that would help, you know, but it's cool too. Cause I didn't know that the Phoenix wasn't just a CrossFit thing. And it's like trying to get people to fill that void with something that's going to give them that active connection and that like drive to go do something, instead of sitting around and being like easily maybe able to go back to what they shouldn't be doing.
Right.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's mind, body, spirit, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot, I think, for the thing I struggled with for so long was like the balance between all of those, you
Yeah.
know? And like now I tell people this day, like almost 4 years into it, like I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't incorporate the physical
Fitness.
part into this.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
it changed my life, literally.
yeah, and I think you prove it, because with your business you bring in guys that you know you want to help out with, that are in the recovery world as well. But we've had you're like, I want them in the gym too. Like you try to introduce them all to like CrossFit. Like a bunch of people that go here know that, like, you know, oh, that's one of the Rob's guys that like works with him or whatever. And it's cool because you've seen the benefits, and you're like, hey, I know this will help you in the long run too. Like just try to stick with it. So
Yeah.
um,
Routine, discipline.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome, dude. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people know like how much you really help people, and it's probably one of the coolest qualities that like I enjoy about you, is like watching you like just give anything to help somebody else, like
Thank you.
get out of a situation. Literally, like you have people working for you that like I don't even know the whole situation, but it's you're just so willing to be like, hey, I'll give you a job. You know what I mean? Like I will do everything I can to help you out. You've had guys live with you before, like I mean, you've done so much, that, you know, from behind the scenes, that I feel like a lot of people don't know. You know, and not that we have to bring it all up, but like I told you, I texted you one time, and I was like, literally, if there was one person that I knew, I had to call this person and they would drop anything to come help me, it'd be you, because like you do that for so many people, like
Thank you.
nonstop.
Means the world. Yeah, somebody did it for me, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's like pay it forward, you know.
Yeah.
It's a huge part of my life, and it burns me a lot. You
Yeah.
know, I've been burned a lot,
Sure it
but
does.
I won't ever stop doing it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because
There's some people that haven't burned you, right?
right, and that makes every bit of the bad times worth it.
Yeah.
It's such a blessing, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's cool to see that you're like, hey, you need to get this physical side of your well-being going as well, because like you said, like, and I think even people that aren't in recovery, like they just have depression or like something else going on in their life. It's like, man, if you just worked out for an hour a day and like met some people and like had that drive, like it changes people's lives to come in and like just be a
Absolutely.
part of something, you know. But physical, like you said, physical and mental, like it's all of it. And if you're not doing the physical side, it's hard because your body needs that reset and that like those endorphins and all those things and internally that working out gives you as well. But now you're an L2, so you went from L1 to
Yeah.
L2 like pretty quick.
Phoenix paid for that too.
I was like, sign me up.
Yeah, that was cool.
Y'all got any other opportunities? I'll take
Right.
that too.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, why not? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
absolutely.
Keep growing, keep learning. So like, I was the guy who like came into the gym and was like trying to do everything day one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be the next games athlete, even though knew I wasn't capable of that. But it was
Yeah.
like full speed, wide open.
Was.
I'm all right. Fair enough. All right, fair enough. I'm getting better.
You are.
okay?
You are. I'll give you that.
But yeah, so it's funny because now like on the coaching side of it, I watch the new guy come in and do that, and I'm like, you're gonna regret this.
Let me tell you a
You're gonna
story.
regret this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I mean, it's cool to see that you stuck with it. And obviously, coaching wise, you're getting that experience in and learning on both sides of the CrossFit spectrum. But yeah, we had a knee surgery recently, potentially just overuse, maybe. I was talking to someone about this the other day. And I don't know if we had this conversation, but you walking on roofs probably doesn't help either. With
no, definitely not. That's
like,
all pressure
yeah,
on the knees.
yeah. So that on top of the addition of squatting, lunging, running, and all the other things on top of that. When did you get into the roofing stuff? Like, were you obviously you said you were working for an appliance company?
Yeah.
I thought you'd been doing roofing for this whole time. So
No. So I've been in construction my whole life. My dad and grandfather were both electrical contractors where we grew up, and I did carpentry helper, you name it. I've pretty much done it. But I got into roofing sales in June of 2022. Right down the street here for a company called American Roofing Company, and I knew that it could be a really fun and exciting and lucrative industry because I had buddies that had done it before. I just couldn't stay sober long enough to give myself a chance.
yeah,
And I thrived really, really fast, really quick. Moved up into a leadership role there. Moved up into another leadership role there, and had a lot of responsibility. And the cool thing, again, like helping people, right? Like that industry changed my life financially, freedom wise. My wife was able to quit her job, all those things, that the life that I dreamed of, right?
Yeah.
And like to give somebody else that opportunity and watch it change, like Andy, for
Yeah.
instance, right?
I was
Like
thinking the same thing.
he
Yeah.
came in and like the dude had nothing, and we got him in the gym. He started selling roofs, and like within 6 months he's like flying his kids all over the country and stuff,
Yeah.
which is like, that to me is priceless,
100%.
so I got approached by an old friend of mine, a couple old friends of mine that I know from the recovery world, like almost over a decade ago, and they had a really good thing going on in Wilmington and down near the coast, and they approached me with an opportunity that I couldn't turn down. My friend Matt Burrish, and so we opened a branch of Burrish Builders like
It's been
mid-December.
almost a year, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Heck yeah.
it's been great, man.
Yeah.
Life is
Love
good.
it. Love it. Love watching you grow, man.
Thank you.
It's been cool. We've had some side combos about that stuff as well.
Yeah,
But
for
it's been
sure.
cool to watch you like take the chance and then make it work, make it happen and go after it.
Right.
Like some people they don't take that step, that leap. And it's like you kind of have to,
Right.
But you're making it work and you're killing it, crushing it.
Yeah, I think it's like, when I went to go make the move, right? It's like, do I believe in my ability to get it done, right?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, then what's stopping me?
Right.
I told my when Jessica and I were talking about it, it's like, do you believe that I can make this happen? Yeah, I trust you wholeheartedly. Then what are we waiting
Then
for?
like let's do it.
Let's
Yeah.
go,
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah,
I think a lot of people struggle with that, you know, like they don't have the confidence in themselves to get things done, and like,
Right.
you know, not in an egotistical or arrogant way, but like, you know, my father had me and my brother working at 12 years old, you know, hanging ceiling fans and pulling wire, you know,
Yeah.
so like work ethic was instilled at a very young age. And even all through like my struggles, man, like work wasn't a problem. I
Yeah.
always showed up. I always worked my tail off, clock in, clock out, you know, and it was just about like getting the right opportunity and honestly staying sober long enough in order to make things work. So
Right.
yeah.
And just getting through. I think it's the hard things that stop people, or they're afraid of something that might get hard. But it's like if you just take the idea of it being hard away, and it's just another thing that you have to figure out how to do. You know what I mean? Like I know we talked about like opening a business, and it was like a bunch of shit that like I couldn't even tell you, and you probably like it was probably different for the roofing industry, but it's like you just start doing it, and then these things come up, and then you go, oh, I guess I got to go to the bank today and like talk to these people. I guess I
Yeah.
got to go like to the courthouse and fill this paperwork out, and like you know, or like call this person on. Like you just, but like some people like they're so afraid of like all those things, and then they let it overwhelm them, and they just don't do it. You know what I mean? And instead, it's just like, all right, like if something comes up, am I willing to go do something to make sure that I can continue to do what I want to do? You know?
So unfortunately, man, there's just so many people out there that like they can't figure it out on their own. You
Yeah.
know, and I've learned that in the past 4 years in managing people, and it's like
Do you think like it's they can't or they don't want to try?
I think it's a mixture of both. You know, like they're just so used to somebody showing them how to do it that they don't take the initiative to figure it out. I deal with
Yeah.
it every single day.
Right.
Like, dude, figure it out. Like
Yeah.
it's not that hard.
And we got so much
But
technology.
yeah, but at the same time, I gotta like reel myself back and be like, okay, this guy learns a little different, so
Yeah.
walk him through it, you know?
Right. Right. Yeah. Yep. No, it's yeah. I mean it's a quality that you have to have, right? But I think again, if we relate it back to CrossFit and like if you just are willing to try
Exactly.
and like something hard, okay, that hard thing's happening today or whatever. It's like, all right, get through it, figure out how to get through it. And you do, and then you just keep stacking those up. Then it's like, I think like obviously I've been doing CrossFit a long time and it's easy for me to relate things to it, but like I think it changed my life in the sense of like it helped me realize that things outside of the gym like aren't that hard. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing else outside of here that like shouldn't say nothing, but there's very few things that like put you in that zone of like fight or flight of like I feel like I'm about to die, but I'm choosing to continue to do something. And then it's like that just like clears me for like something else comes up. It's like, all right, just write it on a sticky note and I'll deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's just like these those experiences and people don't realize that those experiences in here help so much outside of here
100%.
because you're used to it. You've gone through something. You've like felt that fight or flight feeling or like that like I can either go forward or I can run away. Like which option am I choosing? And the more you choose to go forward in a situation where it's optional, when it becomes non-optional or shouldn't really be optional, like it's like okay, I'm more willing and more capable of doing it now. Then okay, I might be afraid of this thing and I've never been put in that situation before, you know. And so I think that's a cool part about like and take it back to your recovery stuff too of like yeah, physically moving is good, but physically challenging yourself also changes things too, you know?
Yeah.
So
I have a
it's cool.
saying, and my wife gets tired of hearing it, but it's
Let's hear it.
problem, solution, execute, right?
Yeah.
There's a solution to every problem. Identify the problem, come up with a solution that, you know, whatever parties involved, we can come to an agreement and then execute. Like it's
Yeah.
that simple.
And if it's not the perfect solution, it's a solution.
Right.
And you learn from it and you do it again.
Exactly.
And I think that's the other part is like that fear of like, well, if it's not perfect, and it's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just do something about it. And if you at least start that process, then you'll figure out how to make it better later. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you started a company and you're probably like, I guess I'm gonna go figure out how to hire people and like, you know what I mean? Like figure this out. And like you just start doing it and then all of a sudden you're like, shit, I need another person. Like, let me figure out that, you know, it's pretty wild, but it's pretty cool too. So let's go back to your knee though, because that's how we got on roofing. What's going on with Rob's knees? Let's talk about it. Both knees. We only got one work done.
Yep.
We might have to do the other one later.
So I guess it was like a year and a half ago. It just started aching, and I kind of just battled through it and was like, whatever, this is probably just temporary, and then it just continued, and like it got so bad to the point where like I could barely even get up out of a chair, like pushing away from the dinner table, get up and down the stairs, and I was like, all right, I got to figure out what's going on here. So I went to the doctor. They sent me to physical therapy at ATI. I did that whole course, didn't get really much better at all. Then I went back to the doctor. They took an MRI on my left knee, and told me that I had a slight patella tear on my left knee and a cyst in my knee, which I don't think that has any relevance to the pain. But so then, I was like, I really don't want to have surgery. So the surgeon recommended blood flow restriction therapy. And that's when I went to go see Chris at Elite, and we worked on that, and it got significantly better, but definitely didn't go away. And then at that point, I kind of just stopped lifting heavy altogether, because that's when it really started bothering me, is when I would squat real heavy, long runs. That Operation Endure about wrecked me. I think it wrecked everyone, but yeah, I mean, like one day I think we were doing rope climbs, and I love rope climbs.
Came down.
Yeah, I dropped like halfway down from the rope, and I was wrecked for days, man. So like I went through that, and then like I don't know, I guess it was like 4 or 5 months ago. I was talking with Ryan, and I was like, dude, I got to do something, man. And so I went back to the doctor, and I actually saw the PA that works in Dr. Weiland's office. And she was like, yeah, bone spurs, and tear your knees open and drill this. And I was like, wait a second. Like, are we talking about the same knees here? So she's like, all right, let's get the MRIs done again, and this time we're gonna scan both of them. And I was like, all right, whatever, like, another couple $1,000, but let's get it done. So we did that, and I went back to see the surgeon, and he was like, let's go in and do something about it. So they started with the right knee, because there was a slight meniscus tear on this knee as well, and the patella. So they just opened me up, went into the meniscus first, cleaned up the patella, sewed me back up.
So this was like a couple hour thing.
Not even like an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Were you awake for it?
No.
Okay.
No. They told me it was really difficult to put me out. So.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine why. But that's cool. So it was only like an hour maybe thing, and they just kind of cleaned it up a little bit. And it's just, to be clear, it's just long-term inflammation basically that just wasn't going away. And we tried multiple avenues of
dry needling.
Yeah.
No, I did it as much as I think I could have done.
Obviously, you're talking to Ryan and you're talking to me, and Ryan and I had a couple conversations, and we both just kind of got to the point of like, for you, it feels like this is the best option at this point. Like you've exhausted a lot of other ones, right? And it was just like, let's move forward with it, which is very rare. I feel like for me or him to be like, all right, like it's that point of like, because I like, not that it's my body, but it's like surgery is usually like the last resort. Like, let's make that the last resort. So you still gonna get the other one done probably?
I don't know. This one feels pretty good. I also haven't
All of a sudden?
I haven't been. Yeah, I know. I was walking up the stairs last night.
Wait
I'm
a
like,
second. So you're telling me if you just rested it?
I mean, I think I did a pretty good job of resting it. In the last 2 months, I didn't do anything below parallel. So
how many roofs did you walk on?
Not a lot. I mean, I'm sure a couple. Yeah. You can't just stop doing your job.
I know. I'm just saying. I had that thought the other day of like, like the pitch of a roof, and you're constantly like up, down, sideways. Like it's got to be rough on the joints as well. And I mean, not saying this couldn't have had something to do with it, but like, okay, you are squatting or lunging or running and then going and doing that, or you've been doing that all day, then coming in here and doing that while it's been heavily fatigued already from what you've done during the day. And it's like, those things would probably start stacking together pretty hard. So, but again, it's a good thing to get taken care of, and hopefully we'll get you back, moving well. and it won't come back. That's the goal.
We will.
We will. So we'll see about the other knee once this one's done recovering.
Yeah.
We'll get full send Rob back in
No,
here.
November 1st. That's
November
already on the
1st.
schedule. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, Jesus. This guy, I said it when I walked in here. He had his surgery. The next day, he's like, I'm feeling pretty good. When do you think I can work out again? I was like, well, what did they tell you? And then the next day, you text me. You're like, yeah, the numbing stuff wore off. It doesn't feel that great.
That was Friday. Friday was a little rough.
Yeah. Kind of turn around and smacked you, huh?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're in here. If you're taking Rob's classes, listen to him. He's not demoing a bunch of stuff.
Right. 7:30.
Talking his way through it. So how have you enjoyed coaching versus being a CrossFit athlete? Because
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, I'm not like the most experienced coach on the floor, but I think like I'm a good cheerleader, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I'm good
Encourage
at
the shit out of some
yeah,
people.
I'm good at hyping people up, and I might not be the best at demonstrating movements, but I can, you know, I can spot faults for the most part and encourage people and help them, you know. And I think you know, a lot of and I could be wrong, but this is just my opinion, like some of the athletes that come in and see these guys that are just like jacked up and top of the leaderboard every week and like that's their coach and they're just like it's a little intimidating, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, I can never get to that level. And then you know, somebody who's like a little bit more relatable, they're like, okay, you know, and I try to be relatable and like you know, incorporate my experience into my coaching too, you know, like hey, like I struggle with that too in the deadlift, putting my knees way over the bar, like let's straighten that out a little bit, you know, like that's a cue that a coach always gives me, so I know to look for it because I'm guilty of it, you know, stuff like that. So I love coaching, man. It's I just love people. Like that's just a part of who I am. I love interacting with people. I love encouraging people, hyping people up. You know, it's just I get a lot of satisfaction out of that.
Yeah. Sweet. I love it. Yeah, and I see that in you for sure. What about competing wise? What makes you feel like competing? Like what drives Rob to compete other than the full send part?
I mean, dude, I was an identical twin growing up. It was always competition.
Yeah.
So like it's just ingrained. You know, I've never been like competitive athlete like to that level. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't big in sports in high school. The only sport I was like semi decent at was hockey. Um and I just think it's fun, you know what I mean? And like I don't set like too much expectation on myself and going into a competition. Like Brian and I placed 10th at Fittest of the Coast last year, and we were like, yeah.
Hell yeah. That's pretty solid.
That was our goal. Our goal was to finish in the top 10, and we finished 10th. And like I got double knee sleeves on doing lunges and stuff, like just trying to battle through the pain. So like I think like the experience of that, you know, like local comps, I've done a few, and those are fun. Like I teamed up with Sarah for the house competition last year, I think it was, right? Yeah. And we just had fun, you know what I mean? Like it's cool to compete. It's cool to like test yourself and push yourself a little bit, but it's also fun to just get out there and do it. Like for me, I love being a part of something, right? So like I'm the guy that people call and say, "Hey man, can you judge this? Can you judge that?" And I'm a yes man. So it's like, you know, every competition you guys show up and you're like, "Oh, there's Rob
judging."
So like it's just I like being a part of it. You know what I mean? Like I just fell in love with CrossFit, the community, and it's like however I just signed up for Mayhem to because I have for whatever reason I've been gone the last 2 years and we try to support it as a sponsor, but like this year I can't compete in it, so I'm like I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna be, you know, a part of it in some aspects. So
Heck yeah, sweet dude. Yeah, no, I definitely love the Rob being around, you know, helping everyone out and pushing himself and sending it, as we like to say. Cool, dude. Well, yeah, no, I mean your story is awesome and it's, you know, relatable to a lot of people, and it's been cool to not only see you and your family like come through, but the people that you're helping also come through and like to be able to help those guys out as well, and get them hopefully used to something that they can enjoy and
Right.
make part of their life as well. Whether it's still here, they end up somewhere like Andy, hopefully he's still working out and doing CrossFit. And like when he moved, I was like, damn, he's such like I was looking for dude, and he wanted to do fitness to the coast. Like that was
Yeah.
his thing, you know.
Him and Scott
And
did
I
a couple
couldn't
competitions.
get rid of his
together.
damn vape.
Yeah.
Kept telling him he's got to throw that thing away if he wants
Yeah.
to be good at CrossFit. But no, I hope he's doing well, and it's just cool, and it's cool. I really obviously we have you on the coaching staff, and there's a reason for that because your
thank you.
personality matters, and your encouragement and the way you are with our community and our members is top notch. So
Thank you.
we love having great coaches, but personality matters more than what you know sometimes. So
Appreciate that. Thank you.
do you have questions for us on anything?
No, man. That one of the things that I really think needs to be mentioned in this is like this gym and like how much it means to me and my family. Like I remember the day after my brother died, I came in for a partner workout and like I pulled you aside in the corner and like I don't even remember like how I even got through that. You know what I mean? And I told you I was like about to ruin your day, but and like just the love and the support that this community wrapped around me and my family and like of course, I didn't know that this was going to happen to me,
Yeah.
but Chris Duke came to me at a 5:30 class one morning. He found out I was in recovery and told me the story about losing his brother to a fentanyl overdose and then, immediately had that connection with him when if I wasn't in this gym, I wouldn't have had that kid. It just gives me chills talking about it, dude. But so like from my end, like, thank you for the community and stuff that has been, I don't know. I would have made it through it without this gym and this community, but like not the way I did, if that makes sense.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I obviously remember that, and just the yeah, can make me cry thinking about it. But and I called Tay right after, and then I told all the coaches, and yeah, obviously like we hugged for a while, and I was like, dude, but then Coach Steven texted me, or maybe we talked on the phone, and he was like, that's kind of powerful that you decided to come to the gym the day after, like, because that said, like, this was a comfortable place for you,
100%.
right? And you could connect with some people and like feel like supported and loved and whatnot, and for you to do that and to want to like talk about it and whatnot, like obviously he was just pointing that out that like this, and y'all hadn't even been here that long, really,
Mm-hmm.
and you weren't coaching at the time or anything, and it was just like part of your community, but like it meant it for you to come in and like tell us, and then like to be, I was like, why are you here? But then when he was telling me that, I was like, oh, that makes sense, like this is where he wanted to be.
There was no other place I was gonna be. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
comfortable here. Yeah, that's huge,
and
man.
it's cool to know that our community can do that for you, and to watch what happened afterwards, and the amount of people that reached out and supported, and wanted to send a card or just make sure that they let you know that they were sorry.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So, and Scott's up on the wall.
Yeah, it's goofy.
People ask
Grateful
about it.
Dead in each sleep.
Yeah. And and he liked to compete too.
Yeah.
And he liked to push himself. It was funny because I met him first, and obviously didn't know y'all were twins. And he came in. It's like, what's up, man? How's it going? He's like, oh, me and my brother and his wife are gonna come here and blah blah. I'm like, all right, cool. And then like you walked in like the next day or something. And I was like, what's up, dude? Welcome back. And you're like, no, that was my brother. And I was like, oh shit. And then it took me a while, and then I could tell the difference because he was a little skinnier than you were, and like you had a little more muscle.
Goofy as hell.
You
remember the time he walked into the rig with the barbell in his hand? Were you there?
Probably. He hit the like pull up bar, like he was holding it.
Gosh, dude, I was like, he used to come in and like I'd be like, my gym time, and he'd come in like about where Jessica and I were talking about it. last night actually, and I'd be like, Scott, just stop.
I
Dude.
do
Like,
remember
this
some
is-
of those
This
days.
is gym time. Like, quit bringing work up. And then that day he was carrying it with his knee sleeves and his headband, and he just slammed into the rig with the barbell, and I was like, oh my gosh, dude. But that was Scott, man. He was
Yeah.
just goofy as could be. Didn't have a care in the world what
Yeah.
people thought of him either.
I mean, he's the same as you though. He's just a people person, man.
Yeah,
He loved everybody and
exactly.
he cared, man. And that was awesome. You know, I loved having him around too. You know, but yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's hard when you told me that, but you know, it's your family is strong, and it's cool to watch you continue to help people and bring people in that are in those same situations and like be willing to like go through that just over and over and over to hopefully help someone out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the like just how we started this conversation, right? Like we get through the hard things and it makes it, there's like especially like recovery related and like life challenge related, there's nothing I'll ever go through again
Like that.
as that like that. Dude, I don't know if I've told you this, but that day I told you, I was sitting in my living room like fielding phone calls, and an envelope full of narcotics shows up at my doorstep that he had delivered to my house. And I'm 2 years sober at the time, and it's like the worst day of my life, and I'm like, what in the bleep?
Yeah.
And like I'd be lying if the thought didn't pop into my head that, oh, this will take away the pain, but
Yeah.
that God willing, thank God that I was able to flush it down the toilet. But like being able to get through that moment and that temptation is like there's no reason for me to ever like go
Yeah.
back to that life one, or like life's tough, man, and like it's challenging, and I've been through a lot, and I've had I had a beautiful childhood, and like all of that misery was self-inflicted, those years that I struggled, but now it's like I have a choice
Yeah.
whether to stay on this path, whether to keep choosing freedom and sobriety and a relationship with God and helping others. Like that's the kicker in all of this. Like the only way I get to keep what I have is helping others, and I'm so fortunate that like I get to do that here. And like a lot of people in recovery get so like, you gotta be at AA meetings, and you gotta pour coffee and greet people, and like, and that's great. Like, I'm not taking away from anybody's experience, and if that's how they stay sober, but like for me,
Yeah.
it was like really important for me to branch out, right?
Right.
Like, so I can be of service to the community, and it's not even recovery related, but it's
Yeah.
still being of service,
Right.
right? And that's what like that's really cool for me,
Yeah.
and like your gym and this place has given me the opportunity to do that. Um, and like that's like, I think that's for a lot of people in recovery, like that's one thing that gets missed a lot is
Yeah.
like we get to a point, like who would I be to not share my experience in
Right.
the hopes of helping someone else who's been through something similar,
Yeah. Yeah.
like that would be selfish,
Right.
So it's cool to be able to like not only give back to the recovery world, but be of service to people who, it's crazy, man. People come up to me all the time and they're like, hey, I got this going on with this family member. It touches everyone
Yeah.
in some way or another,
Right. Yeah.
and like to be able to be that guy.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be that guy. I
Yeah.
was the guy calling for help for
Right.
so many years.
Now you get to do that for so many people.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Hell yeah. I'm glad we're a part of it.
Yeah, thank you. Me too.
It would give you that opportunity and that you're able to continue to touch people and help them out too. Hell yeah, dude. Love you, bro.
Love you too, man.
Nate, you got anything? Good, man. We'll end it on that.
Cool.
Good way to end it.
Roll Tide.
Oh, shit. All right, cut that part out. He had to throw it in there, didn't he?